Then there's Precious Achiuwa, and it's Carter in at the 1. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. And here's Green from the arc. DeRozan with the rebound.
Going into halftime, he had 2 threes in his pocket, but hasn't added to that total since.
And he goes in for the dunk.
I love the unselfishness that DeRozan plays with. He just wants to make the right play.
Golden State has gone 3 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the third quarter. Porzingis with a screen on Carter. Pass to Porzingis. Off target from outside.
It's impressive how they've overcome his cold streak tonight. Everyone stepping in to fill the gap.
That ties the game. Monk's got 29 points.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Well, the Warriors shooting it well. Almost 50% from the floor. Melton outside. Puts up a 3. Rebound by Sacramento. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Pass to Achiuwa. Outside Monk to take the lead. It's rebounded by Golden State. Santos has got 4 rebounds in the game. Outside Podziemski. Now here's Porzingis. Over Carter. And that one's good. Porzingis. Porzingis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just a bad time for a defensive breakdown, and he really took advantage.
And at this stage of the game, you've got to take that. If the mid-range jumper is there, go ahead and knock it down.
Now here's DeRozan. Uses the glass on the layup.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
The Warriors shooting just 38% here in the fourth. And Steve Kerr calls timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. And the Warriors making a switch here. Hayden's checked in and keeping us updated from the sideline. Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr had to say to the team. Coach telling their team, this is a tight one. We need full effort defensively, 1 or 2 stops, and we will win this game. A coach preaching defense, a familiar tune.
And Allie, thank you for that. Pass to Podziemski. And here's Porzingis. Now Payton, 5 to shoot. Now Melton. Oh, some solid D from DeRozan. Here's Clifford. Down low. Kicks it to DeRozan to take the lead. Count it. Now 8 for 13 with that basket.
Yeah, man. DeRozan is fired up. These situations just fuel his competitiveness.
Now here's Green from outside the arc. Oh, the shot is off.
It's been a rough quarter for him. I think patience can help. Take the shots that are there. Don't force it.
Here's DeRozan. Stolen by Melton. Green with the ball. Now guarded by Achiuwa. Oh, the feathery touch. Dropped it right over the rim.
It's winning time, and that's a winning play.
Outside Achiuwa. Monk! The 3 ball is down!
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Warriors trail by 4. Now Porzingis. That misses.
Well, that was a great challenge at the rim and a difficult adjustment to make.
Here's Monk. DeRozan looks it over. The 15-footer, and he sinks the jumper.
Oh, the lost art of the mid-range jumper. DeRozan dialing it in.
Melton with a screen on Monk. Now Porzingis. Another shot. Operating inside. Porzingis.
Oh, my. Huge play from Porzingis. A testament to the competitiveness that he plays with.
Here's Monk. Fires the three. Porzingis there for the rebound. And it's Green with the ball for Golden State. No good from three.
Well, let's make no mistake about it. If you want to cut into this lead, you're going to have to generate much better shots than that.
Wow, that takes steady nerves right there.
Completely unfazed by what's at stake. That's just clutch.
DeRozan against Melton. The three is off.
Well, you can't make them all, but I doubt the defense wants to give him that kind of look again. And that's just nerves of steel. Wow, Draymond getting it done.
And Doug Christie has called a timeout. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. Melton against DeRozan. We've got 22 seconds left in the final quarter.
Oh, a seasoned veteran with lots of scoring moves. You can usually count on DeRozan to convert in the clutch.
And Steve Kerr calls timeout. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. What's the best strategy for him?
A chance to tie it up here.
Well, there's no room for error here. They need to draw up something that they can execute quickly.
Melton with a screen on Monk. Oh, off target from downtown.
Huge putback. This guy plays with so much energy.
I don't know anybody that goes after the boards harder. And we've got a timeout called by Doug Christie. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. For the win. Time expires. We're going to overtime. And we'll be back right after this. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ball game. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. They've got Malik Monk, also DeMar DeRozan out there, and it's Clifford in at the 3, the small forward. And stolen by Green. To take the lead. Can't get it to go. Well, the Kings shooting the rock at 58%. Here's Monk. DeRozan right side. You know, I heard Steve Kerr talking about this concept, the ball and stick theory, Tim, that some guys just have natural hand-eye coordination and will excel in any sport. Do you agree with that?
Completely agree. Typically, we think of athletic ability involving speed or quickness or verticality, but I think that hand-eye is critical and counts just as much as those other traits.
Here's Monk. Here's Clifford, guarded by Payton. Here's Monk. Ooh, it's stolen. In transition, here come the Warriors. Monk pulls it down.
Now, he was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
Here's the pick. Ready off the pass. He lays it in.
I love the shot selection from him right now. He's not settling, and that's why he's shooting at a very high rate.
Green outside. Payton with a screen on Achua. Right side, Porzingis. 4 on the clock. Green! Can't hit it.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Monk
deep into the game, you rely on players like him to keep delivering.
Now here's Pajemski. Green with a screen on Monk. Now here's Pajemski. Monk covers. Melton against DeRozan. Porzingis misses the three.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
Here's Clifford, defended by Porzingis. From about 19, that's off.
That's great shot selection, just poor execution. If you're going to take those mid-range shots, you've got to knock them down.
Green outside. Now Porzingis. Green, a screen. Cleared away by DeRozan. And it's DeRozan with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Oh, DeRozan sinks it through contact.
And DeRozan, just so crafty on those moves, slips right through the contact for the finish.
Now Porzingis. Melton outside. Green! Another chance. Okay, do it, KP.
I love whenever Porzingis hits the offensive boards. He has the height needed to hurt defenses in this regard.
Melton against DeRozan. DeRozan double team. Ooh, it misses. Golden State has gone 0 for 3 from deep so far in OT. Here's Green. Now Porzingis. To tie it up. Oh, it's off.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Expect them to take their time this trip down.
Yeah, BA, the clock is theirs to burn.
Monk outside. Outside DeRozan. Achua with a screen on Melton. DeRozan fires. Oh, the long ball, no good. And Steve Kerr calls timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. All right, thoughts on what coach is going to do here?
A chance to tie it up here.
Well, there's no room for error here. They need to draw up something that they can execute quickly.
Melton with a screen on Monk. Buries it from outside.
You want to run your offense through him, a reliable scoring option.
And we've got a timeout called by Doug Christie. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. All right, what are the considerations at this late juncture?
They've got one last chance to win it. It's got to be a catch and shoot off the inbounds play. They don't have time for a second pass.
And so the big win by Golden State in a tight game. Things looked a little uneven for them down the stretch, but in overtime, they took control.
And BA, I don't think they expected this one to be so hard fought. But when they went into overtime, they really poured the gas on the fire.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Stephen, on the road, these fans got going. How did you guys weather the storm?
I think we didn't panic at all. We obviously a well-tested team and understanding the runs that can happen, the energy in this building. So we took our time on offense. We didn't have many turnovers, which you get a good shot, good things happen. That got us the win.
That's poise that comes with experience, and that experience paid off tonight. Thanks, Stephen.
All right, Allie, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For reporter Allie LaForce and for Tim Legler and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.